him quite a number of times. He seems to be learning. I've been applying my magical efforts elsewhere, so I haven't reached out to him as often, but he reaches out enough himself.
I did have one question though. Would I know, to Jordan, do we have any like library or like ancient, I don't know, scripture? Not ancient scripture, but you know, scripture that we have of like whatever.
Some.
Some.
Are you talking about like what specific knowledge would be there, or like do you guys have a lot?
Like
an
do we
archive?
have something that I could look
You
through?
know that you guys have an archive. It's not extensive.
Mm-hmm.
Not only are you not the largest temple
Mm-hmm.
in the region,
Mm-hmm.
but the largest Wild Mother temple in the region,
Mm-hmm.
but I forgot what the second half of my point was going to be. You're not the largest.
But you're not the smallest.
Well, no, but yes, you know it's not huge,
Mhm.
but it's there. Yeah.
Okay.
Forget what point I was going to make.
Is there a way I could access the library? Or we've been
You're asking him or me? Because you know you have full access to it.
Okay.
Because again, it's not vast.
Yeah.
Because it's mostly like you guys don't keep like a public access library. It is an archive specifically for the purposes of like Wild Mother adjacent information.
Okay.
So like any old ass books
Mhm.
that would have any information on her interaction or action
Mhm.
within creation
Mhm.
prior to the divergence,
Okay.
her involvement in the calamity,
Mhm.
and then her presence, or what's the word, her interventions and
Mhm.
what information there is about her appearances or interventions or whatever experience with her post-divergence. It's just Wild Mother
Okay.
related shit, because you mostly have it for self-edification
Mhm.
and for teaching
Mhm.
or just informing newcomers or just people curious,
Okay.
like what is there to the Wild Mother? Is she the one I should follow?
Yeah.
You know, that kind of
Stuff
shit.
like
Yeah. And onboarding, you know, just for information.
Okay. Never mind. I do have one question though.
Mhm.
Do you know any stories of the Wild Mother with the Moon Weaver? Or anything about her titans? We did find one up north, Hillfane. It's been released though. So.
Oh shit, he's on my tablet, but I do have my tablet. It's just not plugged in. But that's fine, because I have another high-level cleric in here. I'll just use But can I get my tablet plugged in?
Oh, which one? The dead one?
Actually, yes. The one that I went to was Josh.
Oh great, we're gonna need Jenna's stat.
You're getting her religion stat. Ooh.
And then there's a block up on that top shelf up there.
There's
Oh, I
one.
see. Get the cable? I can bring a cable. You just usually have one, so I don't fuck with it.
What kind of cable do you?
It's
I
a
don't know.
Android. It's micro SD.
Yeah, I was gonna say I
Oh,
have one,
shit,
but I
no.
don't. I left it in the office.
I don't see one.
I'm charging my Bluetooth speaker.
I mean, I can get one out of my car if I really need to.
Oh, so you don't have like headphones or anything? You use the speaker.
I don't like headphones because then I can't hear the phone ring and stuff. Or like.
Oh no, just
Oh, shit, like five
I didn't
tables
think that you would So like you
My
don't
wife
get in trouble
would,
for having to play while you're working?
No, I play the Magnus Archive, so.
Here, let me roll his check, and then I'll take the time going to my car to grab it to
And also, I'm alone in the
bullshit some
office.
information.
Okay, sure.
Or no information.
No one else really hears me except for like when they come to verify me, they get 5 minutes of the Magnus Archive.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Nice.
Johnny Sins narrating his fear of spiders.
They have the Happy Clouds on Dallas Highway. And the the stoned Cat in the Hat tray that I have. They sell that there too.
Stoned cat in the hat.
Yeah, it's the greatest thing ever. It's a cat in the hat. His eyes are all bloodshot. His hat's like cocked over to one side. He's holding a blunt, and he's just gone. That's the whole image of the tray.
Is that you? Like, I want my weed paraphernalia to have children's cartoons on
Yes.
it. Just absolutely.
Because
blitzed.
what I'd love to do more than anything else is to get high as shit and watch like Scooby Doo. Because it's like, wait a minute, this makes sense. I get all of it.
I'm so sad they took Courage the Cowardly Dog off Netflix. That was.
That almost warranted murder.
Yeah, right? They kept Friends. They kept
fucking
took off
Friends.
Courage the Cowardly Dog. Excuse me?
Yep, I'm
Like it's 2020. Can we
I've ever
can
seen
we
that.
stop pretending we like Friends? Like
It's 2020. Can Netflix stop making shitty originals and just put Courage the Cowardly Dog back?
When was the last original Netflix made that wasn't garbage?
Sense8.
Sense8, yeah.
The new season of Castlevania. The
Okay.
new
Oh,
season
yeah,
of Altered Carbon.
I still need to watch the new season.
That's true. Altered Carbon is fucking dope.
Like, maybe y'all are just watching shitty things on Netflix, but
That could
Netflix
be
begged
bad.
because this new season Castlevania was amazing. And
I do need to watch it.
The Castlevania is like. It's on Netflix produced, but it's not like they didn't come up with the concept of Castlevania.
Okay, but they paid for it and made it, so it is a Netflix original.
They
Same
gave
thing with
me.
Altered Carbon. It was like
They gave the people what they needed, Kim.
You know, you're right. The Witcher was good.
True. Yeah, The Witcher was good.
The Witcher was very good.
It was really good.
I had so many.
Charlie still
doubts.
hasn't watched it.
The books are.
I lost my shit when they is the Hans my Hedgehog story like also in the book series or okay cool
The night.
yeah
Yeah.
okay cool yeah,
Yeah, it's like
because
it's a big
I never read the
thing. It's a
books
big thing with
or
series.
saw
It's-
I never read the books or played the game
Yeah.
but yeah when that happened I'm like they're doing Hans my Hedgehog oh that's nice
Is that the story?
it's a fairy tale
Okay.
yeah it's a
Well,
fairy
the
tale
thing is, a lot of The Witcher. Yeah, a lot of The Witcher is
Yeah, it's
Polish.
based on. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
is it?
It's Polish fairy tale like ports to the Witcher
Yeah.
world. Yeah.
oh I didn't know that
Yeah.
okay
Because you know, The Witcher started off as Andrei Sapkowski, the guy who wrote it.
Be that boy.
It was an entry into a writing contest. It was
Yeah.
one short story, and then it was so popular that he wrote a fuck ton of them.
Yeah.
And it was a bunch of collections of short stories, and then it kind of morphed into an overall chronology, and then he made a whole fucking series out of
Oh, I
it.
need
So it
to
started off as just short stories.
I need
Yeah.
to read them though.
It's really good.
Shit. Because Hans my Hedgehog is one of my favorites, and it goes just like how it was going in the show. This, this guy who is basically a humanoid hedgehog, lives in the
That
woods.
Tokyo Breeze.
This wounded king shows up and takes him in, nurses him back to health.
I mean,
And the king is like, I will give you whatever you want for saving my life. And he says, you know what? Give me the first. He actually says, give me the first thing that greets you when you go home. And the king, it was usually always his dog. That was the first thing that greeted him when he would go home. Agreed.
Yeah.
And then lo and
I
behold,
think they even
it's
make in the book they make reference to the fact that
oh they do
it was-
yeah.
that they thought it would have been a dog or something.
Yeah, and then lo and behold, his young daughter, who, I mean, in that story already existed, but his young daughter surprised him by being the first one to greet him. And there was no dispute about it. The king, kept to his word, like, all right, you get to marry my daughter, I
King
guess.
dies.
But Hans my Hedgehog, he was part hedgehog and part man. The hedgehog was a skin he could take off and be a man at
That's
night.
terrifying.
That's a Selkie.
Basically, yeah. He would stay human if the princess genuinely fell in love with him or kept his skin away from him for 3 days.
Yikes.
Yeah, so it's a Selkie.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Nope. Hard pass.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I don't mind sharing this bit of peek behind the screen when this kind of thing happens because it's funny. You rolled a 2.
Nice. Well done. Thanks, Jordan.
No.
So,
I was counting on you.
Yay.
he kind of there's a look of confusion on his face for a second as he like tries to. You can see him flipping through the files in his brain, and he's like, honestly, when you came through and mentioned it before, that was kind of the first I'd heard of. It rang bells. I remember that was mostly that was the capacity of the Moonweaver's involvement with the calamity, but I had the details you provided are more than I am really familiar with. Because of, and I will say this, because of the nature of the Moonweaver's involvement, there's not a lot of co-action between the Moonweaver and the Wild Mother that comes to mind anyway. Not that it doesn't exist, but not that I'm aware of.
Well, I didn't expect much, but it's about what I expected. One more thing. Edna's soul is trapped somewhere. And I don't know how to get it out. Or even where it is. Do you know of any stories of anything like that?
I mean, it's the issue of the soul, or the freedom of the soul to return to a body. I'm assuming that this is in the capacity of attempting to resurrect her. There are any number of instances where, in one capacity or another, this freedom, lack thereof, can be an issue, or has been an issue, whether it's through some sort of dark deal or through some arcane binding or snatching away of the soul. It can take a number of forms, and unfortunately, without some sort of way of knowing which of those it was, I wouldn't know how to tell you which path to even pursue.
We have a few ideas. We think it might have been, and upon releasing your thing, there was a sacrifice required, and that the soul of Edgar was probably the sacrifice, and is now contained wherever.
Describe to me the circumstances of her death.
So, up in the cliff keep, in his chamber, there was a room deep within, and he was behind a door with Druidic on it, so I didn't know what it said. But Leokin took her, and he slit her throat, and she bled into the bowl, and the door opened, and she was dead. And when they tried to resurrect her a day later, she couldn't come back. Scar has ties to the Raven Queen, and she said it was as if her soul was being held captive.
Okay, that's something to work with at the very least. It sounds like... What do you know about that what do you call it? The Titan? The creature that was released. What do you know about how and why they were there? They were sealed away to begin with.
Well, upon communing with the Wild Mother, she told me he was her Titan, and after the calamity, after the divergence, he remained and became almost a god in and of itself, with the new progeny who kind of worshipped him, but his bloodlust and his madness were too much to contain, so they sealed him away to protect the world.
So it was... You said mainly druids. Here.
Everything up there was in Druidic. It was a temple for Druids.
Well, that's... This is only a guess. But that sounds like probably, in terms of efforts to retrieve the soul, probably a good thing. Because if it was just what could be done within the power of those druids, his followers, whatever system snatched her soul away was set up by people no more powerful than you or I could become. If this wasn't something, he wasn't sealed away by a god. If the system in place to release him had been instituted, lain by someone more powerful, I would have a darker outlook on the situation, but it sounds like whatever system snatched her soul was put in place, as I said, by someone or some group of people that are more powerful than you or I could become.
So it might just be a matter of time to go back. I don't know. I wonder, do you think it could be something that maybe it just is always a sacrifice? Maybe the same every time? Or is it a one-shot done?
What do you mean?
Like if there were another druid sacrifice, would the cycle just continue, or
Like in that same place?
maybe, I don't know.
I honestly can't say. I would need a more intimate understanding of what the system was.
Well,
If you think of it this way, think of a keyhole that will only receive its corresponding key, but this lock is designed to, once the key has been inserted, it cuts it off at the handle and keeps the rest of the key inside. Attempting to insert another key wouldn't retrieve the first. It wouldn't. The hole is filled.
mhm.
That's if the system that was put in place is anything like what I could possibly come up with using my knowledge of the arcane limits. There would be at least that dynamic at play.
Sure.
If you happen to know a particularly powerful, particularly evil druid that you'd like to sacrifice and try, I wouldn't stop you, but
Unfortunately, he's already dead.
so you did know what I was being facetious.
He was part of the myriad garnering to release him.
So they had a powerful druid? Why didn't they just
I
use
mean,
him?
hindsight, they knew we would follow, so I think once they knew we were there, why sacrifice their own druid when they could take ours?
I suppose that's just not the way my mind works.
Apparently neither does ours. So we walked right into it.
I've been against my better judgment, which is why you haven't received a message from me to this effect, but I've been warring with the idea of asking you to just come back, be around, but I suppose this isn't the best time. I understand that.
I do miss it here.
You're doing important things.
I know. I don't plan on being gone forever.
If I asked you, I truly believe I would be doing it in the face of the Wild Mother's will, so don't.
I can't stay now, but not while in this con. Not until I finish with this, but this has always been my home.
It's always open to you. You know that.
Thank you. You've given me a lot of peace of mind today. Thank you.
If you have any other... I know I haven't been of terrible help, but if you have any other questions you think I might be able to provide some insight on, I'm always a second level spell away.
Well, you're gonna just explain that to me. I'm very tired. I don't understand that.
Sending is a third level spell?
Third, yeah.
I'm always a third level spell away. As soon as I said it, I was like, that's not right.
That's alright.
I don't fool with spell slots back here, I just cast whatever I want.
I believe you.
DM's benefits.
That's why everyone has 10 9th-level spells. 10 9th-level spells.
Not everyone.
Just everyone who hates us.
Just Corlin Myriad.
Yeah, just everyone who hates
Just
us.
all the ones that we find.
Yeah.
Just the people that you guys make cast 10 9th level spells.
Just the ones we piss off. We start as our friends and they have, their standard up to 5th level, and then we piss them off and they suddenly get 10th level.
Why did I make this person 9th level?
Suddenly overnight they have 30 key points.
Not now. Probably won't be there long. Go off to Western.
May I ask what awaits you there?
The person who opened the chamber. Exactly.
Oh, nice.
Well, we're trying to make sure he doesn't do anything else. He's making some deals with the Iron Authority, so...
I didn't think anyone dealt with the Iron Authority.
They didn't before now. So... I don't know what exactly they're doing, but it's not something that I want to see come to fruition.
And you have the Song of Fate.
I saw it myself.
Mother be with us all.
Well, take care of yourself. If you need me anytime today, I'll probably be in the wishing well.
I feel silly just having that guard around. But I will.
I mean, if you feel comfortable, I would like you to keep him, just in case.
If it gives you peace of mind to do your work, then there he will stay.
You've been alright with paying him.
Our costs have gone down a little lately. So, don't worry.
Alright. I will get up and move forward to give him a hug. And then I will.
He receives it and lets you go.
On my way out, do we have like a collection bowl for donations?
Mm-hmm.
I will put 100 gold in that bowl.
Okay.
Where would that collection bowl be?
It's in the sanctuary, like up towards the front.
Oh, okay.
That's money.
Alex would have done the same while she was out there.
100 gold.
Not 100, no.
Okay. What a goal.
She doesn't know these people.
It's not my god.
But
You're really trying to get
But she does, it's just good manners. It's just good manners to,
Quality over quantity.
The guard walks over once you leave. A storm brews outside, lightning strikes, and he turns and walks away and goes back to the post.
My bad.
What do you leave?
20 gold.
Okay.
It's a respectable amount.
Respectable.
Yeah.
Okay. And from there?
To the wishing well.
To the wishing well. You left. Where did you say you're going?
To go see the blind guy.
I knew that.
Where else would he go? Where he has 2 stops.
Where else would he
yeah.
go but to hassle the blind guy?
Oh, that blind guy.
The only reason the magic shop wasn't the first stop is because Nixie's there.
You're not wrong.
I had totally forgot the name of this magic shop.
Ooh,
It has
me
been
too.
way too long. I
God.
can't remember what it was called.
And I left shorthand that is missing some important details about
Oopsie.
this magic shop in Victoria. So give me just a minute.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Away from the table. Over towards the bar.
I just got the bartender killed.
You then hear. I don't know how much you guys pay attention to her after she walks away.
None at all, so that I'm
Okay.
not, collateral.
Very much not at all.
I would say I pay attention, but not fully. Like, whoa, she's going.
Okay,
it's just
well,
like
it
one of
does
those-
catch your attention and probably catches more of your attention than you were previously allotting to what she was doing when she walks over to the bar, reaches over the bar towards the bartender, and pours it out onto him. And you can't hear what she says, but the bartender is very confused.
So you needed to talk to me about something.
With the pleasantries after the way I assume, and you see she is noticing what's going on.
Something's off.
Yes. I don't have all the details by design. You'll have to get those from a friend in Western. But there seems to be some sort of activity, is all I really know. Outside of the city, there are there has been an abnormal number of. We keep tabs, of course, on what operatives of theirs we are aware of, and can keep tabs on. And a number of them have been trying to slip away unseen from the city limits. And for the most part have been successful, though their exit has not gone unnoticed. On a number of occasions, an alarming number of occasions. We don't have the intel to pursue it as much as we would like to. But if you're headed that way, and I don't really have full details on what it is you're doing, what is prompting your journey, but our friend seems to think that this something of an exodus of their people was relevant. May I ask, that there is an intentional compartmentalization of information in what I am told, but I don't like being left out.
There's a certain person that we've been trying to kill for a while, but we're on our way to try and actually kill this time.
Is it so simple?
Never is. We've
Disappointing.
been close before though, so I'm hoping maybe this time we'll have some better luck.
Not to pry if you're intentionally omitting some information, that is your right, but Zephyr made it seem like your egress was a little more pressing than that.
We needed to check on a couple of things here, but I don't necessarily think we're scrambling for anything in particular at the moment.
No new information prompted your exit? Your journey?
Well,
Yes.
there's some new information.
It's who he is meeting with.
Yeah.
They're dealing with the Iron Authority.
Yeah. That's what I said.
and in essence, to get me's, my combat abilities, added to their ranks in large numbers.
Mass producing things.
Just not as good looking.
She laughs.
Yeah.
How, if I may ask, how did you come across this information? What did you,
Aridin scribe on someone who was partaking in one of the meetings.
and what exactly showed the hand?
The fact that this gentleman can't be scried on, and he was also observed not being scried on in the antechamber of the Iron Emperor's room.
Right. What led you to believe that they're creating more of you?
Oh, the gun.
Yeah, the gun.
Specifically, the gun that looks like his gun that we saw in the hands of those people.
Yeah.
My understanding is there's not. You said in the hands of Leo King's people.
Yeah. Well, the Iron Authority already had them.
Right, that I knew.
Yeah. And now they're exchanging that for, I assume, income.
I can see why this was compartmentalized. Still like being left in the dark.
Welcome to the shit show.
And your plan is to.
Well, it's always been to kill Hyokin for how long?
A while now.
Yeah, a long time.
I'm just glad that was taken outside of my city, no offense.
Not taken. It was a shit show in the next city too.
Well, and you've done a great service by ending what was left in its wake here, so I can't complain.
I'm glad I'm allowed back in the city.
I hope you understand the decision.
No, dude, it's fair.
You are a bit of an ass.
It's
We're progressing.
not bad, but
Let in today, didn't get thrown immediately out, so
That's true.
progress. Baby steps.
you understand the powder keg. I dance around on a daily basis. Asshole is a word you use. I use the word spark. I had to get the spark away from the powder keg.
Said I went and visited many others.
He went to the magic shop today and apparently that guy sold you stuff?
Yeah. I didn't try and steal from him. You did.
I did not.
Yes, you did. You thought he was blind and helpless.
You tried to steal
He's-
from Arbor.
He's painting me in a bad light. That's a very dumb thing to do.
But he
Do I
tried to
look
do
like
it
the
anyway.
kind of person?
Yes.
I'm not one
Thanks for that.
particularly fond of profiling, but yes, dear.
I'm a high elf. High elves don't commit crimes. At least not at the.
Incorrect, dear.
At least
Their
not
crimes are just more white collar.
burgling. They do like embezzlement.
Timecraft.
Exactly, yeah.
There was once a day when I
Still
saw
wrong.
you.
Time theft, tax fraud, you know.
I saw you as a drow in the morning and as a high elf in the evening.
It's a bad day for
It's
you
an
too.
improvement.
It's really not though.
So, wait, I'm sorry. You were a drow?
You
80 years business.
knew this already because the wanted posters.
No, he was a high elf on the
I'm a
posters.
high elf in the wanted
Yeah.
posters.
Oh, really? I thought they were both.
Not to mention, is it state secret that this is. And now sitting back behind in the original booth that you were, but like turned around on it, is his sister.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we're related. You couldn't have.
Yeah, sorry about
I
her.
should
We
have
don't
been
know
able to.
What she's doing.
Oh, by the way, don't tell her my sister's name.
I seem to have.
It's a game we have decided to play.
She didn't decide to play. She ended up playing. I don't know how, but She
So
ended up in the
anyway,
game. Well,
I suggest you stop by with our friend for more detail. But
Sure, we'll be seeing him when we get there.
you need to anyway. Let him know.
I do.
Make sure he doesn't have any of his people in there.
do you mind if I... Well, it would expose my undermining of his efforts to compartmentalize the information. I'll mull that over. Do you mind if I share these revelations with him?
I don't.
No, I don't.
It's your information.
Tell
I
him
mean,
when we got
information
there
I thought
anyway.
I would ask. Very well. This will give him more time
Just
to
give
act
him a
on.
heads up before we travel there anyway. But
And
that's
perhaps
the
give
first
him an
step.
opportunity to reposition some assets.
If he
Yeah.
needs to get some people out of the way. Because I don't think this time's going to go as well as last time.
Last time didn't go well either.
I know. But it doesn't have to go better for us to win in the end.
We just keep removing pawns, but not.
Well, what
He's not even the king.
what went wrong the previous times?
He's an ass.
Well, what went wrong
Well,
is
sure, which is
the
why we
reason
wanna
you
kill
got
him.
recruited to fill an empty spot.
And I mean, the time before that didn't go well because he had basically the same backup. But he also had an exit strategy that we didn't think of. But that exit strategy has been removed. So it's a different playing field this time.
We don't know what
So
he
it
has.
was he had a quick escape one other time, and the other time he removed a key player.
And then made a quick escape.
I see.
No, but
Well, if we can somehow trick him into an inescapable box, that would just solve all your problems, wouldn't it?
This is,
Sure was one.
once again, only my raging curiosity. But, do you have a plan?
Nope.
Yes, we do.
I was only made aware of their goal this morning.
Right, that's the goal, not the plan.
No, that's the plan and the goal in one. It saves time if you don't have to
As
think
far
of
as we
two
know,
separate.
and it probably won't bear fruit. We know of his exit, but he probably knows we know of his exit, so that probably won't be there. We really don't have a plan yet.
While we're satisfying my curiosities, do I get to know why you all look beat to shit?
Oh,
They decided to run from a fight we could have won.
I would happily let you stand out there and keep drawing them out, because
I was dying.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
not
but
doing
that's
that again.
normal.
Not doing that again.
You need to get used
Nope.
to it.
Alright, used
Also,
to it
I
once.
look perfectly fine because I didn't get hit.
Is almost the entirety of your right forearm, is that a burn?
Mm-hmm.
Turns out there's fire elementals in the mon. Cinder slag elementals, to be precise.
He says turn out like we didn't know.
In the palace grounds?
Yeah.
Yes, I hadn't thought about that in some time, but...
The cut.
Yep, they're still there. Crafty little bitch.
Went over to borrow some sugar, it didn't go over well.
You got anything in your arsenal to combat them, possibly?
Other than quick feet and very sharp weapons.
They don't have quick feet.
I had both of those things. We would have been fine.
And a number of spells, but I'd have to
Never mind.
put some thought into it.
She also needs spells.
What was your... Did you have a vested interest in these elementals?
Got promised something to kill one of them.
And
You just bring a core back.
core.
Yeah.
Cinder slag core.
Again, raging curiosity here. Anyone feel free to stop me whenever you'd like.
The magic shop owner of the mon.
It's their information to give. I'm merely an observer for now.
Sean asked you for a core.
Yes.
Interesting. That is a favor you'd want to have in your pocket.
I'm aware.
Didn't think he was around in that much anymore, but it's good to know.
We've known each other for a long time.
Alex says nothing.
You sure there's no?
You all also know that you.
Yeah, it's not Sean.
not Sean.
Yeah, it's not Sean.
Do we
It's Vax. It's Vax.
have any quick jobs in town?
Gilmore's
Like
first name?
Yeah.
Sinatra is causing a little bit
It
too
was
much
mentioned
trouble
like
and
only
needs
a
to be
couple
dragged or
times towards the end
something.
of the
Person
game.
that's right.
Sean.
That's not really
Spelled
I know.
S-H-A-U-N.
but in terms of magnitude of issues, nothing that we are handling at the moment, but I have you on speed message. Speed sending.
Yeah, I know.
It was worth a shot.
Still love you guys.
I think that there are some things, but I think I would probably be scolded for taking your eye off the current prize. So,
That's all the more incentive to get it done quickly, I guess.
I know. You probably assumed it was Eridan, and that's what's making me so angry. It's funny. It's actually funny.
Is it weird that I simultaneously like Alex a little bit more
That's
and
what I
want
mean.
to stab her
That's what I mean.
exponentially more?
I went from hate to intense dislike. That's a step down.
Big one for you. Rather large one, actually. So we've got how many days coming up on the road?
Too many.
They're going to be hell on earth for her, I can promise you that.
Because right now she just thinks that we're pissy about it. Yeah.
We need to stop on our way out of town. I need some thumbtacks, a couple of mouse traps, a ruler, some cow shit, if you can find some, brown paper lunch bags, something flammable.
This just sounds like Keenan and Kel.
How long do you think it would take to have a dagger made with
Laura turns it around and it just says orange soda over and over and over and over.
How long do you think it would take to have a dagger made with a name engraved on it?
Probably not long with the amount of gold you can throw into it.
That's true, but probably too long.
I mean, if you just buy a dagger, I'm sure you can have Morty engrave it. And I'm sure it wouldn't take that long. He's probably got the tools.
I can work for that. And she turns around and walks away.
Hey, tell them that I'm out buying some supplies and that I'll be back soon.
Lori walks down to kind of the general area where you guys are. Scar and I are going to be out buying some supplies for the trip. Anyone need anything?
Alex says
Horses?
nothing.
Have
We need a
potion.
cart?
Yep.
It just slows us down. What do we need it for?
So that he...
He wants to craft.
If I let you ride in my ring, will you not make us buy a cart?
Yes.
I'll see how much a cart costs. Anything else?
Alex thinks the words, let him in my ring. What the fuck does that mean?
No. Sorry, did you say something?
Horses?
What do you?
Oh no, that wasn't out loud.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's why she said, because you just went off to somewhere else. She went,
Yeah.
nothing. Nothing.
Oh yeah. Alex says nothing.
Horses, yes, of course. Well, we're going at getting us a supply. Someone else should get horses.
I'll get horses.
Have potions. Only thing I can think of.
And she walks away.
Was that Belching character?
Yeah.
Yes. It was just timely.
Oops, I keep
I walk
kicking you. I'm so
downstairs.
sorry.
Grab my sister's arm and we walk out.
I'm not gonna go through her thing because she's literally just trying to buy some shitty daggers. She'll buy like 4. I'll mark some
I'm
more.
buying
Fantastic.
a pack of thumbtacks, some mouse traps, finding some cow shit, and putting it in a bag.
Mark off a silver.
Yeah.
That was for the cow shit. Everything else was free.
can get the couch here for free too.
Question.
Oh.
Yes.
No, for Micah. Are there any hallucinogenic mushrooms growing on this cow patty?
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
No.
He took care of that. Jesus.
Are there any hallucinogenic mushrooms growing on those cow patties you brought? No.
Who told you?
No, mountain face. I'm not gonna lie, your face looks like a mountain right now. Whoa! We just ran over a small bus, I swear to God. Anybody hot rod? Okay.
No, sir.
By the time I hopped on my boogie board, I was tripping balls, man.
That's
Got
the
home.
Andy. That's the Andy Samberg.
Yeah,
movie,
got
right?
home, hopped on my bench grinder. Pink.
Yeah.
Is there
Yeah.
is there a Tanner's?
I never saw the movies.
Yeah.
Never saw the movies.
The whole movie is based around him trying to make like an Evel Knievel style dirt bike jump over like 18 buses, and he's fucking terrible. Yeah.
Is there a tanner and or taxidermist within the bounds of Cornwall?
You're well enough familiar to know that there would be any number of tanners that you could go to. A taxidermist you'd need to seek out. Make an investigation check. What's your modifier?
You know what? I can't remember.
Plus something. +5 reliable talent. Because I took a skill
Where
last
did
week.
you go to? It was in mine.
Pretty much everyone you say the word taxidermist to, they're like, fucking what, taxes? Finally, you do find somebody who knows what the fuck you're even asking for, and pretty much they're like, in Kaimu? No, but you might have some luck in Western. There's a bit wider range of things.
And then a tanner.
The tanners are everywhere, yeah.
I'm gonna go find a tanner and see if a tanner had gotten any full skunk carcasses delivered to have the hides tanned. Because I'm specifically trying to get what's left of the skunk.
You want that scent sack.
No, because
Okay,
anyone that's bringing it into the town has already skinned it. At least that you're finding.
I figured as
Yeah.
much. That's why I look for the
No.
taxidermist first.
Not a huge market for skunk leather armor.
No, that's true. I'll go back to
Cool.
the bar and get everything else that I need and just wait till he.
Yeah, he's gone for like 2.5 hours.
Shit.
Trying to find that shit.
Then yeah, she went with Aaron to get the fucking horses.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll go buy
You
some
guys buy
horses.
horses. I'm not fucking with that. And she buys some shitty daggers.
Is there a specific cost you would like us to attribute to the horses?
Yeah, it'll. I'll say this because it's probably true. You go to a stable to go, can we buy some horses? And the guy goes, the 6 you guys stabled up here aren't enough?
Oh shit! Did we?
And, probably. That's what I'm saying. It's probably true because you've left horses all over.
Yeah.
So he gives you the
True.
6 horses you've probably stabled here before and left
Oh
back to
no!
you.
So
The horses.
that would leave Alex with Edna's horse,
Sure.
Yep. You ain't getting mine, that's for damn.
whichever one it was.
Water closet.
It was probably Dapple.
JC.
It was.
Actually, it's
Yeah.
entirely possible that you'd be getting Gahiji's horse.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Morton
God,
gets
okay.
Gahiji's horse, you get Edna's horse.
Oh no.
Sensing a theme.
How much is a cart?
So weird. These horses were drawn
Laura was
specifically
doing
to
that,
us.
Laura was doing that.
No, I thought we weren't getting a cart.
She
Yeah.
said she would
Laura was
toy
gonna
with
check
the
into
idea
it,
of
yeah.
either
Oh,
getting one or
yeah.
not.
Decide if it's worth it.
Yeah, so we just took the horses. Was there like a stabling thing or anything?
I'm gonna pick up some meat for the journey because I'm probably running low on bodies.
Okay, mark off a silver for.
Do you say that out loud?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What are you doing with the bodies? Takes like a good look at
She
it. I see.
Same
Makes
reaction.
sense.
Same reaction.
I understand it. I'm just surprised. I wasn't expecting it.
Smiling like
Boys.
Well. All right.
You subconsciously like pat the pocket your hamster's in.
Yeah, it's in her skirt. So just feels for the hamster. Yep, there he is.
Eating that one.
That'd be like a piece of popcorn.
Yeah.
Says to Mandalore, I used to eat. There was a phase when I was a child where I insisted that chocolate over buttered toast tasted good.
That's objectively wrong.
I'm saying we're all strange.
Carcass chocolate on toast.
I know. I'm just trying to. I'm trying to rationalize it. I'm
Oh no,
trying
that's fine. I gave up a long time ago.
I'm trying to make it relatable.
You do understand that every animal that is a carnivore eats.
Yes, I know. I know.
And Lori and Scar show back up.
Okay. You ready to go? I need to stop by the temple real quick before.
Yeah, sure.
I'll say you would have known that that's not real quick from where you guys are.
Okay, then I'm gonna.
But on your way to get horses, you could have done that. So
I'll do that, and I'm gonna cast. Word of recall. So
okay,
I
yeah,
designated as my
to designate it.
messenger.
Yeah. Okay, cool. For like a second, I was like, flash recall is not a spell; that's a feature. What are you fucking talking about? But yes, word of recall.
Word of recall.
Yes, to establish it.
I
As
did
your
prepare it.
base of operations.
My base of operation.
Yep. Okay, cool. Because you've seen how handy that can be. Good. All right. So yes, then circling back around with horses, especially now that you have horses, you can make it back after having taken the temple detour in plenty of time to meet back up when Lori and Scar get back there, and they have their nefarious supplies. You guys have the real supplies. Anybody else?
I have the real supplies.
Yep.
Yeah. Right before we leave, I'm also going to cast sending to Zephyr. Thank you for telling me about Ezra. He's fine. It was just a training accident. Also, can you pick up my tanned Yeti hide? I'll pay you back.
Oh, thank the gods. I was concerned. Thank you for finally getting back to me.
Did tell him it would be tomorrow.
And it's written into my agenda already.
Nice.
Because he has a very good memory today, I guess.
Did I already tell him to do it?
No.
Okay.
But he knew that you left without having done it because, like I said, he rolled very well.
I just thought of that when they were going to the tanner. I was like, oh. And the thing is, I didn't pay for it because I remember you saying, yeah, because he's gonna think if you don't come for it, that's free look or free fur. And I left it because I do.
But Zephyr's got your back, I guess.
Yeah.
Yay.
Okay, that's it for.
Alright, so you guys load up onto the horses. One horse gets left behind unless someone's gonna lead it because you get pulled into the ring.
Sweet.
But she doesn't say anything to you. I'll say you. There's no warning, so go ahead and just roll a wisdom saving throw for shits and giggles.
Shit, pigs.
No, fuck. Well, maybe not. Oh, plus 0. I forgot. 13.
Yeah, it's not very high DC, but that's still too low. So yeah. You're like, wait, why'd you give me a horse?
Good.
Yeah.
I start crafting.
Okay.
Good.
Just he
We'll
starts
work it out
throwing his
whenever,
shit.
and you just tell me how many.
Like his bag of tools was already out. Why'd you guys give me a horse?
He just starts throwing shit out onto the floor in random places for no reason. He's just like, tools, tools, tools.
In the ring?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spreads out all over the floor.
While we, once we leave the city, I have to ask, if, say, our enemies were going out of their way to magically scry on any one of you, who would the most likely target be?
They can't scry on me. So.
I would have to probably be
Probably
Morty.
Morty. He's probably the easiest to scry on.
Now, coming to Mr. Mortiferous, where the hell is he? What just happened?
He's busy.
Right. He's correct.
Oh,
No worries,
he's in Pippin's stronghold.
Alright.
Where I belong.
I will accept whatever that is.
This is Pippin's stronghold.
Oh, lovely ring.
It's a stronghold.
What a lovely stronghold.
Thank you.
Get right, fucker.
Speaking of, doesn't that mean Pippin had to come out?
He's on.
Oh, okay. Also, what's a lovely bird?
Just chilling.
She didn't mean it.
There we go. Alright then,
He's a cold fucking blooded killer.
Yep.
then if he's fine, then who would the easiest target be?
I guess it's kind of just up in the air after that.
I pull my necklace out from under my armor. I'm good.
I mean, I guess it's probably.
Oh, what is
I
that?
think they will go after you or the faster.
From being able to scry on me.
Oh, marvelous.
Efficiency and wisdom.
I have a spell that does that, but in 8 hour
They don't know
increments.
that.
That is what I was asking.
Oh, yeah.
I thought I could...
Lori's at a +4 wisdom save.
Yeah, mine's a +8.
Yours is
And you're a
either
monk.
a +5 or a
+5.
+9.
And you're a monk, so she will do it to herself. She will cast non-detection on herself.
So who's the easiest to scry on? Oh shit.
Well, it's not.
Fuck, it's me.
Not. Oh shit.
It's not. It's not. It's not.
So yeah, cast it on herself.
The percentage chance of it being me is getting
Definitely
higher.
Morty, but he's.
Can you scry on another plane?
I think it says the same plane. I don't
okay.
think you even can.
Yeah, same plane.
Yeah, it's not like Sim.
I was gonna say they're like scrying on Morty and he's just sitting there.
They're like, who the fuck is this guy?
You're dead. We finally got rid of him.
They finally happened.
What's with the movie theater screen behind him? What the fuck?
IMAX theater?
Yeah.
Shit.
Pretend this asshole has a throne.
Oh, Trolls 2. Trolls 2.
Sure.
Listen. I never knew what the first Trolls movie was about at all, and I saw the commercial for Trolls 2. They're pop singers? What?
I'll explain it later. I'll explain it later.
Yeah.
I'm excited because the 3 McElroy brothers are in it.
Yeah, let me make sure there's nothing bookkeeping wise
But
on
they
the
were
trip.
like, you know what, we've just decided we're going to do whatever it takes to be in the next Trolls movie. And by God, they did. You crazy sons of bitches.
Their kids just really like Trolls or something?
One of Edna's
I mean,
dresses
they-
she ordered is about to be thrown out because it's been sitting there for so long. But
Yep.
otherwise, I don't think
Yep.
there's anything else.
She ordered it right before we took off.
Yeah,
on
she
the
did.
ball eater. Never got to pick it up. Never got to wear it for its intended purpose.
Sex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be thrown on the floor.
Yeah.
So,
It was meant to be worn for 30 seconds.
in that case, like, and then sundered. Well, in that case, Morty first. You have
First.
days, brother.
Good.
Days, brother.
Been a long time.
Brother.
You about to knock out some real crap.
Depends on you guys' speed.
Well, how long is it again?
We're not breaking neck.
Yeah, I don't
Normal
think-
pace is 16 days.
I think
Jesus.
normal pace.
Yeah.
I'm so mad.
We've just been through some shit. We could probably use a few
Yes.
extra
Can we
days
can we
on
put it
our
down to 14 days? Go a little fast, so it's 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
making even 2 weeks.
14 times.
Well, before you hit exhaustion, I think I've given you at max 4 checks in a day.
Okay. Do that.
So
4 times 7.
lots.
Oh gosh.
So
we'll keep the tracks.
Straight rolls, right?
That's 56 checks. Yeah.
16. Yeah,
Seven
56, yeah.
No, 14 is 4.
And this is where Levi thought.
7
right.
times 8 is 56. So yeah, 14 times 40.
We've reached the grinding portion of D&D.
She just spits out a dead Morty. Oh, guys!
Guys!
Just fucking he botched the cloak and then killed himself.
Whoops!
I pick up the gun. This is
That won't happen anymore.
Yeah, I know, luck.
Yay!
It could. You could roll.
If that happens, you're not meant to have a cloak of protection.
Yeah.
Just get me viable talent.
All right, let's go. Someone please keep count of checks.
I will keep count of checks.
Is I wrote it down here. No, I'm saying what I added to this. I guess.
It's. I believe it's.
How's it going?
It's 9.
Yeah, I was just seeing.
3.
You can't repeat on a person anyway. So.
Yeah.
That day.
Which is why we're doing 14. Maybe let's guys first.
Why does Matt say, or everyone in Critical Role always says that speak with dead once?
Because
They can only do it once.
Yeah, it's a 10-day reset.
Yeah. It's every 10 days you can ask new questions.
Because they're, and I don't mean this in like an insulting to them as people way. It's just the way they play the game.
Yeah.
They don't.
They don't like hold on to the bodies.
They don't
and
think
ask.
things out that long term because they know they're gonna forget.
Right,
They don't
yeah.
make an effort to remember that long. And again, that's not a bad thing.
It's
That's
not.
just how they play the
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
They only got like the 4 hours to,
Yeah.
knock shit out as best they can.
Yeah. There are elements of that that I absolutely respect in terms of players, and then there's elements of that I'm like, but it's how they play, so whatever.
I was just confused
Like-
because I was like, I thought that you could ask more questions, and then I went and read it, and I was like, oh, you can.
Like
So
Matt
you have to wait
does,
10
like
days.
his dead level best. He hates it if he has to bring out the PHB during the stream.
Yeah.
So sorry, pulling up scrying, and I gotta pull up some stats. Which
What
device
kind of
it's on.
stats?
Can we just
What
say
numbers?
he fails it all?
Let me tell you those numbers. It is his save.
Fuck you, fuck you, and fuck you.
His save is a plus 36.
There we go.
Fun.
I mean, his wisdom save isn't great. He's not a fucking cleric or a
That's
ranger
the only
or a
reason we've
druid.
been able to fucking scry on his ass, because he sucks at
It's
writing.
accurate.
Accurate.
Okay, day 1.
Oh,
As
Hell
you guys
yeah.
bed down. I'm gonna flip to my fucking calendar. See what he's even doing these days. What's he doing these days?
Just a lot of bait.
Quarantining themselves.
Oh, baiting.
Quarantining yourself. I mean, yeah.
in front of a mirror.
He's in quarantine.
There's people that want to kill him.
Social distance.
Which one of you earned the privilege today?
Yes! Yes! Okay, let's out which knuckles are slightly bloodier. Alright.
What's your DC?
Oh, fuck. Sorry, I think it's 16 or 17, I don't remember.
It's mostly for future reference. This,
yeah, I'm
this
sorry.
is the fail.
Yes!
It's real bad. It's real bad.
I'm sorry. I am
It's like a
very
2.
Yeah, it's not that bad. If you add the digits together, it's a 2.
12 plus...
It's 16.
It's an 11. Yeah, so that's a fail. Alright, so today.
What is that cocksucker doing?
What horrifying
Sucking
thing
cock.
do I
Damn it, I knew it!
Damn it! At this time of day, You've done this before at this time of day-ish, you know, because you kind of do it when you're turning down for the evening. Turn down for what? You come into a scene focusing on Laokian, not asleep, but lying down, not in what looks like a very comfortable bed. In fact, he is in what is very visibly a stone chamber, a not kept stone chamber. Like, there's rubble kind of just scattered around the floor around him. It seems like this bed or cot that he's laying on doesn't go here. It was like he brought it here and put it here. And he doesn't look happy or comfortable.
Does he ever?
Yeah, like when you scryed on him in the evening before, when he's back at the Mini Gibbs Ale House in his fancy armchair smoking a pipe, he was a little probably more comfortable. But yeah, he's
Okay.
he's for a moment, ice cold water runs through your veins because when you come in, his eyes are focused what looks like directly on the sensor, but he's just hands behind the head staring straight up where the sensor's kind of looking back down at him, and it's just kind of like you realize after a moment it kind of looks like talking to a blind person who makes the effort to look like they're looking in the direction that they think you are, but like slightly off, you know, because he's not looking at the sensor, he's just kind of staring off in thought. And that's it for 10 minutes.
Okay.
Maybe his nose, you know. So you know he's not dead, but yeah.
Okay. The next day I'll try and do it a little earlier then. Try and catch him en route.
Okay. When? More specific.
Is it like evening?
When you tried the first time?
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's when you guys were bedding down.
Second time, Alex would suggest, how about as the sun is setting?
Yeah.
And also, if you're gonna use your other slots for someone else, let's go ahead and do that in case something you learn from one affects your subsequent.
Okay. Yeah, so the next would be Stanek.
Okay. I think he is on my phone. Yep. Yes.
I watched a video yesterday. It was like 5 minutes of this dude staring at 2 Jenga towers on a table with a tablecloth like underneath them, and he put a wine glass on top of each of them with wine in it. And he takes the tablecloth and he clenches it between his butt cheeks.
He does a lot of those. That's
and
not the only one.
spins fast enough to pull the tablecloth out from underneath the 2 Jenga towers without spilling a single drop of wine. And I was like, that's what sleight of hand at like plus 18 looks
Top
like.
talent.
He's just like with his ass cheeks.
Yeah.
That's the thing though. It's his butt.
That's a level 20 Scar.
That's what I was gonna say, that's what Scar is aiming for. Picking pockets purely with his cheeks.
With my ass.
Okay.
His dummy thing.
He just always turns and looks at the camera.
Do the
I like the one.
Not an important rule going on here or anything.
Oh god. Is Stanek also dummy thing? And I learned in my scribe.
You haven't seen Under That Road.
True.
That is an 18 on his save for the first day, for
Okay.
Stanek. Alright, so, second day. Or unless you're going to use your third for somebody else.
Is there anyone else?
Shit.
Nope, no one else. I'm just kidding.
There was a goblin, right? A hobgoblin that was in that house.
Yeah, there was.
Yes.
Can I try him?
Yes, I believe scrying you don't have to have seen him. It just affects your familiarity.
Yeah, he'll just have a higher save, which hopefully kind of sucks.
Have you also thought about maybe scrying on some of the ones that we saw that were down when we went to go get Morty back? Just to see if there seems to be any change in what they're doing down there.
Like the iron.
Well, Aridin never got that close.
Yeah, I never got that close.
Yeah, she never actually left the tree line.
I only
We
met the
fought
one dude.
some that came out of the woods.
They're
and
dead.
died.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
we
died.
killed
We didn't kill every single
Yeah,
one.
we did.
Some of them came out of the woods like with torches to start the search when you guys started sprinting. But again, you never came closer than a few hundred yards to those, and the ones you fought fucking died. So, let me bring up the scrying modifiers. Let me pull out some important dice for these rolls.
Oh, boy.
Bye.
I don't know if I like that.
My one's from Kylie.
Oh, hey. Roll shit.
From
Roll
your
shit.
From your birthday?
And like about stats for these people. Wish I had forgot about that.
Alright.
Yeah, so that succeeds.
Yeah.
Actually, oh wait, no, hold on. No. I'm gonna look at the modifiers because you don't know them. Right, so to have first-hand knowledge, you have to have met the target. The step down from that is second-hand, which is you have heard of the target.
Mhm.
I'd put,
I've seen him though, right?
yeah. You know, this is what the spell says. I would say that you land somewhere in the middle between, because first-hand is 0.
Mm-hmm.
Second hand is they have a +5 to their save. I'd say somewhere in the middle there, because you've seen them through a scrying spell before.
Okay.
So maybe like a +3 to his save.
You're aware of his
Um,
existence.
Well, yeah, you've heard of
I know what it
the
looks like.
you have heard of the target. You're more than that, but nowhere near. I'd say I'm gonna take a little bit of liberty here and say that there's something in between 0 and 5. But you don't have any of the connection modifiers like likeness,
Yeah.
a picture, possession, or body part, or garment, or body part, or something. So we'll give a +3 to his save, which is a 16. So that still fails. No, you're a 17, right?
No, she's 16.
Oh shit, yeah. Then that succeeds.
Okay. Yep, then that's it for me for day 1.
Okay. Day 2, Leopian.
Yes.
Auto stats. Oh, wait, his stats are still there.
Day 2 Leo.
Yeah,
This will be like, yeah, when the sun is starting to go down.
knowledge of them is. We'll also go between first hand and familiar with him, because
I would say.
you know the target well is -5 to his save. I don't say you know him well, but you fought him several times, so we'll do a 3 as well, but a -3 instead of a +3.
Okay.
So he'll have a -3 to his save. That's good for you.
Like, it's at the point where it's not fighting you because you're the bad guy, it's fighting you because it's fucking personal now.
That's cocked. That is a failure. That is a total of 5.
Yay!
And I'm sorry. So what time of the day specifically?
Right as the sun's just starting to go down.
Okay. That I can work with. Your vision focuses in on Leokian standing, hands out in front of him, and I'd say that this time there's there's kind of like an up off to one side of him, top down kind of view. You're seeing most of his front. His hands are out in front of him, resting on a stone wall that you would recognize to be like the regular height of like just ramparts, like at the top of like a castle or a keep wall or around a city or something. It's a little low for him though because he's tall as shit.
Okay.
So his hands are kind of out in front of him. You see that the wall his hands are on is old. Like
Okay.
the stone was probably at one point, it still has enough of like a squared off shape to it that you imagine at one point it was squared off. but it's been here for long enough that the rain has eroded it down to like a rounded off square. You can tell it's some kind of old ass stone wall that he's standing on top of. You see he's like 3 paces off from a doorway to like one of the what looks like a sentry tower that would be along a rampart. And there is no door. You can see that there are hinges that have been long since broken. No, door's not even there. Rusted hinges. And you can see over his back, although you lose a lot of focus that far back with scrying. It's very foggy and out of focus. You can see that the other side of the rampart is completely has been broken completely away. Like if he were to take a step back, normally if he were to go 10 feet down the rampart, take a step back, he'd hit another wall like the one he's standing in front of. But where he's standing, he would fall into the structure, whatever place he's standing in, because it's completely missing there. And again, you can't see the details, but you can see that the ground behind him is not down from the wall that he's at. Down behind him is not like healthy grass. It's like dirt, and you can't really tell if what's there is like some sort of, if it's stone rubble or just random shit or like wood and carts or what is behind him. But it doesn't look like it's something intentional or structured. And the sun is going down.
Is he just hanging out?
Yeah, he's standing there with his hands on it, and he's kind of looking out. You can't see what he's looking out over due to the angle of the scry. But in terms of sound, you hear him take like a few deep, wistful breaths as whatever he's looking out over. You don't hear anything coming from the direction he's facing that would make you think there's anything particular. And his gaze isn't like he's watching stuff happen. He's just kind of looking out from the wall that he's at. Roll a history check. 14. Yeah.
Oops.
Um, 10 minutes. He probably spends all 10 minutes standing there.
Okay.
There's maybe a few times that you see him turn, like take one hand and turn and kind of glance back off into the direction that you can vaguely see. But there's not movement there or anything that would catch your eye that seems to have caught his eye. But he kind of turns and maybe stands there for 15, 20 seconds at a time, and then kind of turns back to where he was previously.
Alright.
And that's not terribly helpful, but more than you had.
Yeah. Okay, now Stanek.
Standing. What was I getting standing? I need to write these down so I don't have to keep doing it.
+3.
Yeah.
No.
That was the other guy.
Hobgoblin.
You've met Stanek.
Stanek. -3. Like the Okian. Punk ass bitch. Punk ass bitch.
Shit, why did I do that? Sorry, I'm changing what their modifier is with the pluses and -3s so I can just look at that each day. Since we're doing so many of these, so I can stop having to do the math each time. So he's... Okay. Alright, Stanek. That's $1 million.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll double
And
it
he's an
again.
overall plus to his, so yeah, it's
Yeah.
way too much. No, so you're not able to punch through today for standing because let's see. And then
The hot
other
card.
guy again. Okay. That's a 17.
Yay.
Sorry,
Okay.
but that's just the end of day 2, right?
Yeah. Day 3, I want to do it in the morning.
All right, right when you wake up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like, maybe a later day. So like, as the sun is around, like up already.
So so the sun's up already.
Yeah.
How long after sunup?
Not too long. Maybe an hour after sunup. When it would be normal for people to be going about their day and not sleeping in.
Like once the sky's blue and
Yeah.
not still all
Yeah.
purpley.
Yeah. Okay, give me a second to
Maybe an hour or 2.
place him. Well, let me see if he fails first.
You might even have to worry about it.
There you go. Yeah, that's a failure.
Yay. I love this big dumb bastard.
Oh, I'm not rolling the fancy die anymore. That's fine.
When Ezra gets to level 5 and we teach him how to smart, we're just gonna tell him to smart the Leokin because it's all
Just do it every day.
Alright, we're gonna take you to meet a big scary dude
no.
so that your scribes don't have such a penalty.
Go say hi to him.
Oh,
And then maybe. Oh, hi.
it's scary.
Hello. Shoot.
No. I see.
Oh, it's fine? Okay. I was gonna kill it. I was just gonna nudge it.
Oh, you're fast.
Speedy Gonzalez.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Did you flip it on its
I
back?
did.
Just carry.
I'm listening. You can go.
Yeah, give me just a second.
Oh, dang, it is
It's
fast.
an hour after.
Listen. I'm trying to help you out, my friend.
You don't belong in here.
Be free.
She doesn't even go here.
Please go in the door.
Why are you?
I'm trying to let it out so it doesn't die in here.
Yeah.
So it can find other
If
ladybugs.
it dies in here, that's its own dumbass's fault.
No. Ladybugs are good.
I'll shoot it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I dare you to shoot a ladybug.
If you can shoot a ladybug successfully, I will
can
never insult you
100%.
anything.
100%.
Fucking
Never
you
again.
dumb
Very
rat.
easy.
You could.
Yeah, I know.
No. I have every doubt available.
I could shoot a ladybug.
Not
right
point
now
blank
in
range.
Like 5 minutes.
Not point blank.
Don't even have
No,
to
not
do
point blank,
range.
dude. I don't
I could
believe
confidently do
you.
it from here to the barn.
Don't believe you.
Easy.
No.
Because that shotgun right there with birdshot in it covers about that much square footage.
Oh my god.
Doesn't
I
count.
just have to aim close.
Doesn't count.
It definitely counts. I shot the ladybug. I
I'm not
won.
dead.
Or I could finger flick it like Naruto and just kill it. What you say to me, bitch? I wonder what the last moments of a ladybug are like if they get flicked to death.
Pain.
Like the fucking nail.
Reception here comes into focus. He's standing in the same fucking spot.
He didn't sleep?
No, he's wearing different clothes.
Okay.
But he's standing back at this. Like you recognize the doorway, the sundered rampart behind him, and he's standing there. But his stance is not nearly as serene as it was before. His hands are on the stone in front of him in a much more like aggressive stance. And you do hear things. Lots of things.
Okay.
You hear loud metal clangs. You hear voices like low, just a low roar of voices, like 100 male voices, all just kind of, you know, like if you were to walk into a solicitor's, you know, a thing where they're just
Yeah.
all on the phone, you just hear a million little low voices. You hear a voice kind of raised above the rest of them, calling out to what I'll tell you in just a moment. You hear loud, like I said, metal clangs, duller thuds. You hear like small little metal, like metal being dropped on metal, like if you were to drop coins on top of like a metal surface. A bunch of little noises like that. A myriad of noises. It kind of sounds like if you were to walk by.
Shit.
Like walk by a smith.
Yeah.
Or like a few, an alley of just smiths.
Yeah.
But the sounds, I'll give it that it's in Dolby Digital surround sound. You can kind of tell where it's coming from. The sounds are coming from behind him. So like from your view, looking down at him, that's looking out, it's like this off behind where he's standing, and you hear the one voice that kind of, for the first couple minutes of it, it's just the low rumble of voices. You kind of hear what's not really intelligible. You definitely hear that one or a couple of voices, and you do pick up on it's more than one voice, but you pick up on, once you start to be able to hear the words, the accent that you've heard a few times before.
Okay.
You hear the distinctly the one that I give to the general goblinoid races, the hobgoblin races. You hear, once it kind of does, it sounds like the voice turns suddenly, like the head turns the direction of where you're scrying, to where you can hear more clearly. It kind of fades in. Turn that over. How are you this far behind? Put it back. Harder! And Laokian suddenly flies into action. You see his hands pull back for a moment of calm before the storm, and you can hear him. What would no one far enough behind him would be able to hear him say, but the scrying sensor picks up on easily. He says, "Fucking imbeciles," and he turns and leaps down from the rampart that he's on. The scrying sensor follows down behind him, and you see he kind of like superhero. Not 3-point landing, but just tanks it with a slight bend in his knees to the ground. And the rest of what's going on behind him becomes clearly visible to you. You see the source of the original voice is a familiarly armored hobgoblin.
Okay.
You recognize it immediately to be one of the Iron Authority. Is standing, his eyes wide as fuck, as Laokian just jumps down from the rampart, but far more concerned and startled than the hobgoblin who you see standing with his arms crossed are the mix of humans and half-elves and half-orcs and general just mix of different races that are all in different stages of crafting or attempting to enchant or just general metal working of different, unintelligible to most people, globs of shit. You know, like there's just different pieces and mechanisms of what you assume to be a mix of either guns, thunder cannons, or make a history check.
It's a 6.
A 6. Very much not thunder. Other things that are not for a thunder cannon. And he lands, and like I said, everyone everyone within your view for sure is turned, and the ones hobgoblins are scared shitless by this sudden advance. He rushes over to the person standing nearest to the hobgoblin, and on his way over, continues his little rampage. He says, he lands. Can't read my handwriting. Oh, it's because I'm reading the whole wrong thing. He rushes over to him. You see, the very first person that he goes up to, he takes whatever they're working on. You see, it's probably like 14 inches or so long and maybe about 3 inches wide, and just has a series of mechanical mechanisms probably what you would imagine to be like the inside of his gun looks like, or a gun looks like. He takes it out of his hand and holds it up. What kind of apes are they sending me? Do you lack the strength to follow these simple instructions or the mental capacity? And he slams it into the guy's chest and slams him to the ground with it and lets it go. And then flings back the opposite direction and just points at a poor guy who's like 6 rows over from where he is. And you swing a hammer like a newborn halfling. And he just begins to storm away, and there is not a fucking sound from the sea of people that he was just standing among. And you follow him back into the base of spatially what you assume to be the base of that the same. I just said it a minute ago. The sentry tower at the base of the rampart, and goes up a set of spiral stairs that go up, a section of which is missing, that he just kind of climbs around and continues up onto the rampart and then stays inside the sentry tower of the rampart and crosses his arms and kind of leans back, and he seems to be very deep in thought and very angry as he continues standing there. Roll another history check.
Unusual.
16.
Roll a perception check as well. Kind of did that a little bit out of order.
Oh, +8.
Okay, yeah, that's plenty. As you sit there for like the remaining 5 or so minutes of the scry, just as he's kind of not decompressing, because he's still very fucking tense by the time the scry ends, as he's kind of muttering general expletives to himself, like fucking imbeciles. Are they really sending me the fucking lowest of the low riffraff pieces of shit they can find? As you're kind of watching this playing out, waiting for anything else of note to happen, half-heartedly listening into what he's saying, you realize, putting the pieces back, kind of recalling as you watched, you were, looking at what they were working on, looking at who was there, some elements of what you would have initially seen as less important details, red flag in your brain, and you realize you recognized their surroundings.
Okay.
Because we've been there.
Yeah.
You guys never learned the name of it, but you recognize this to be the Sundered Keep, where you fought the Necromancer.
Okay.
Well, at least we know exactly where it is.
We do know exactly where that is.
Alright.
So this is when we call
Yeah,
it
so this is during the morning, right?
Mr. Taldore, we need a nuke.
Oh gosh. Okay, so where was that at? That was
It was day 3.
No, but where
Oh.
on the map is that? That's like down
it's
here.
yeah,
right?
it's like
It's like a
out
low
there.
summit. Alright, so here, I have an actual map out. Hold on
Okay.
a second. Because that's not accurate. There are a few details that aren't on that map that are important for where this place is.
It was like kind of over
So
there.
exactly,
Okay.
pretty much exactly where, so since you have that other map right there, you see where the Silver Cut roadway that goes down to Stillben, you see where it intersects that Serpentine River.
Yeah.
If you go over a couple waves of that Serpentine River up to the northeast, that direction, along that river was where the keep was. Remember, it was on
So
a river.
like
So
up
like-
here or down here.
So where the
It's in
Silver
northeast,
Cut,
right?
where the Silver Cut roadway intersects the river, follow the river a couple waves,
Okay.
like northeast,
Oh,
and it
okay.
was in
So,
one
like,
of
up here.
those
So
like
there, yeah.
in the bottom U of the waves of that river.
Like pretty
Okay.
much like straight diagonal from whatever Shade Barrow was.
Shade Barrow.
Yeah, so like if you were to go to the top of the S in plains, dividing plains,
Mm-hmm.
and you go straight to the right from the top of that
Yeah.
S, like where that river dips down right there.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay. So there.
Yeah, it was there-ish.
Alright, cool. Okay. Well, that will change our course, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Will it?
Are we still going to Western then?
If we're not, you need to tell him.
Yeah.
We need to
I
let
mean,
Brom know.
that he's not there.
Although he said that people were just disappearing,
Right.
I
now
mean,
you know where.
they're taking him there.
so we may go ahead and at least let him know then where it is that they're going, and see if he wants to meet us there and help us, because we've got to take down the entirety of. There's at least, you said one Iron Authority member there, or no?
At least one.
Because from the sounds of it, they were training in an army, a battalion.
To make them.
I don't think it's an army. I think they're just training slaves to make the guns.
That's
No,
what
he-
they said.
No.
There were references to like combat. You know, you swing your axe, or was he talking about a hammer, a forging hammer?
Swing it
Is
to
that-
forge it.
Okay.
Hammer, but again, those guns do nothing.
Unless they're wielded.
No, but I don't think the
artificer.
slaves are using them. I think they're just making them
Yeah.
there.
Okay.
Or
For other people, sure.
Yeah.
I'll say this. The people were terrified of him and all that shit. They didn't look like slaves, though.
Oh. Not slaves.
They looked like a mix of people,
They're
Okay.
the people that pulling.
but they didn't look like slaves.
Not slaves. So they didn't
They
look
weren't
like
in
Morty.
tattered robes.
Okay, they didn't look like Morty and the Iron Authority.
No.
They were members of the club. They were just one rank.
artificers.
Fuck.
They're the myriad members that were pulled out of West Run.
Okay.
They're now going there. So, wait. So you're saying that we divert course and head to the undead stronghold that we were at before, which is where they have a shit ton of people with guns.
We do need to let Brom know the scope of what we're dealing with. And maybe ask if fucking help.
Yeah.
If the goal was to kill Leotin, that's what he was.
Well, I mean, how much?
And who's to say we have to make our way through them in order to get to him?
A lot.
I mean, I can make us very quiet. I can make it absolutely silent.
I could also have us make us look like we belong there.
All of us. Sure.
All of us, yes.
If they're under the impression that they have been successful in sneaking their way out there and successful in setting all of that up without anybody knowing, they're obviously going to have security. But how difficult do we think it is?
He's keeping watch. Oh, that's what he's doing up there.
But that's fine. I mean, all we need is, you know, the 1 4-hour block that he decides that he needs to sleep.
And someone's keeping watch.
Would Alex know if a Goliath requires 4 or 8 hours?
Anyone who'd like to can roll a history check concerning that.
I'm sure it's
22.
Yeah, so for the 8 hours of sleep thing, nobody requires 8 hours of sleep. There's 6 strict hours of sleep required, and then 2 hours can be spent watching.
Well, I mean,
Since that's
yeah,
what you're
of
talking
rest,
about,
yeah.
is watching. You know
Yeah.
that 6 hours, anyone has to spend at least 6 hours. You know, unless it's less. There's trances and monks. But 6 hours is the normal, and you know that
Sure.
Goliaths are not like elves or something.
Right,
They can
yeah.
do less, and you don't know. To your knowledge, he doesn't have any levels in monk, so probably he sleeps for at least 6 hours.
Getting to him, I could shake his hand as soon as we get there. He would never know that it's me. The problem is it doesn't do us any good.
Morty's right though, and they're trading artifices and those. How about how many people would I see? Like, couple dozen, couple hundred?
So you did not. Your angles never gave you a full a perspective of the entire
compound or whatever.
Yeah, like there was never a point where you saw like the edge of where the group of people ended. So you saw probably a few dozen. I'd say
Okay.
probably like 30 to 40 is what you were
At
able to
least.
see.
Okay. Yeah. There's a lot of people there.
This is the sort of thing that we contact Brahm, see if he can get us any help,
Do you also
and let him know what's going on. And if he says no to helping, then we go talk to Lindsay. Because this is also something that should be on the council's radar, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, it's definitely not a good idea to have a bunch of maniacs who are not being trained to be like this fucking maniac.
Does Brom know where the hold was? Did we tell him?
I've probably mentioned it, but if not, I don't think he would have too much difficulty finding it. All he has to do is wait until another married member leaves town and follow them. Since we assume they're all going there, that's a surefire way to get there.
Where's Alan? Yeah, so it would be definitely faster just to go straight there and step by in Western. Western's up northern.
Northern.
Yeah, northern.
Yeah,
Northern.
So, I guess step one, let Brahm know.
Okay. I will send a message to Brown.
Step two, invent nukes. Step three, profit.
Just drop it. What should we say? There's a compound.
Keep.
Keep. There's a keep. Where would you say that's near? South of Western?
It's southeast of Western. Towards the. Is there a name for that river? I'm not seeing one.
You said it was the Silverback River?
Silvercut.
Silvercut Roadway. Is the
Roadway.
name
Oh,
of that
Silvercut
road.
Roadway.
There is
Yeah,
a
but
name
there's-
for that river.
Yeah, it's not on the map.
It's not on the map though. Give me a second. It's from so long ago that I'd have to open up my old doc because
Okay.
those notes aren't even in my binder anymore.
Oops.
Sorry, just the friend I told you about that was starting to get into D&D. She said, "I'm just starting watching Critical Role. I'm definitely falling farther into the D&D hole."
Nice.
I'm like, nice.
I believe it was also something, it was Silvercut something.
Okay, we'll say X River for now.
Yes, because, well,
There's a name there.
Such and such river.
yeah,
Yeah.
if you guys would know it, that's the problem.
Well, that would change my message a little bit.
It was Silvercut something though.
Silvercut.
So it was Silvercut Run or some shit like that. So just use that. It's
Just say
fine.
Silvercut Run.
Silvercut
There's a
outlet.
keep along the.
Silvercut
Run.
outlet is in campaign 2
Okay.
in Wildmount.
No. That is the name of the shop, and you guys is. It is the Silvercut Outlet is Lynette's shop in
yeah.
Western.
That's
Ooh,
what it is.
nice. Okay. Listening to Brom. There's a keep along the Silvercut Run, southeast of Western. Leokian and the Iron Authority are there. They're training artificers. That's where the missing people are. Or
You pooping?
You pooping?
You moving? I think that's it, yeah. Do I have 2 more words?
No.
Okay.
Travis goes.
Goes.
You pooping? Right. So, I'm assuming your plan would be to head straight there. Which I don't necessarily disagree with, but I think we need more information. Can we talk more?
I'll send back. How much? Well, I guess it's 14 days because we didn't plan to go here in the first place. How far would it be from West Run to this place, though?
From Western to there.
To the keep.
Days, because we went from there to the mountain. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't a large
Yeah,
span of
yeah.
time. Though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if it's like a day or two,
It was
it
a
might be
couple of
easy to
days,
stop
I think.
there. If it's longer than that, we might just have him meet us on the way.
A day or two from the keep to Western?
That's what I thought.
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
No.
Oh, God.
No, it was a few days from the time you guys left. It was a couple days from the time you guys left the keep before you ran into the army that was on their way to the keep, and then met Litzy and Tofor Bertoris. But no, it's like a solid. It's like a solid 5 days, probably.
It's not too bad.
Let's see, 1, 2. Yeah, it's right here in my notebook. 5 days. It took 5 days.
Because
My system is pretty foolproof of for the distances.
So that's when we had to chase the
Yeah.
bird thing
Yeah.
when it was headed back to Gat Shadow with
Mm-hmm.
Glenn.
Okay.
What's his name? No, I don't
When did
remember.
this and Phelan?
It's been a minute since that bird's come up.
Was it a bird?
Are you talking about the rock? Or are you talking about the Glennis is
Can
familiar?
I see your bigger map?
And I'm talking about the night that fucking.
Yeah, it wasn't
yes.
a bird. It was
Yeah,
a.
that thing.
Yes, that. Yes.
That douche nozzle.
Okay. You said it's a couple waves up or down?
Up.
Up, so up here.
Keep going. There. Sure.
Like
go
here.
back a little bit.
Like
Yeah,
here.
there.
Oh, okay, that's still the river. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
that-
is there like a faint line?
Yeah,
No,
the river
no.
continues that way.
Oh, I see it now. Yeah.
It's not faint on the actual map.
Okay.
That thing,
Okay.
the
Faint,
quality
yeah.
must have degraded on the printout.
Oh yeah, because I got it from online.
Yeah, no, it goes all the way to the base of it goes all the way into the summit peaks.
Okay, so.
If you look right here, it continues
Ah,
like that
okay.
all the way into here.
Okay.
Cool. Okay.
Western. Well. That's the Silverwind Road. That's the whole thing is the Silver. Okay.
Silvercut.
Silvercut,
Or
whatever.
Birdway and Byway.
Byway. Okay. Should I ask him if he wants to meet us somewhere along, maybe at this juncture here?
Well, if he said that we don't have enough information, the only place he can be planning on collecting it would be in Western where these people are coming from, right? I mean, if he says that he needs more information, is he asking for our help in gleaning the information?
Well, I
In which
plan on-
case, we have to go to Western.
Do we? I planned on. No. So we're going to Western? I mean, I planned on letting him know that I was going to scribe still everything to see what more I could see. But sure, we could try Western then to see if there's anything in the Minigus alehouse. He doesn't seem to have much on him, so.
I mean, if he's there and he seems to be staying there, And they also seem to be having more or less an exodus of Westron of all of the myriad members. That could be the perfect opportunity for us to do some recon within Westron. I mean, this is when we know Leokian's not going to be there.
Would they keep any information there though?
Well, that's what I don't know. But, I mean, even if he doesn't keep any information there, he probably still keeps gold somewhere around there.
I don't know.
Not necessarily within that establishment, but he at least has to have some liquid asset somewhere. But you can ask Crom. I mean, if he's fine with meeting us on the road, that would save us some time, I guess.
Okay, I'll send that to Ron. I planned on looking in on him every day. Is there some way you could meet us somewhere along the Silver Cut roadway, so that we don't have to come all the way to Western?
How far out of Kaimal are you? It might be easier and faster for all of us if you just head back, and I can meet you there.
You can just tell.
We could, yes.
If not, just keep coming.
Okay, I'll send back. We could be in Kaimal today, right now, if we want. Just with no horses.
Just what?
With no horses.
Oh.
Hang on. 10-foot diameter. Any creature that enters a portal. So yeah, I could take. Well, if you let me teleport us, I would be able to take all horses.
Yeah.
You could stack all the horses in a 10-foot.
They don't have to stack it.
And that's a 50.
Well, no, the duration is a round, so
Yeah,
it's any
6.
creature that enters the portal within the round.
The teleportation circle is a little different than teleport. And also,
It was in the basement, correct?
Correct.
yes.
I just remembered that. Yeah, I just
Basement.
remembered.
Right.
You're right. I
I
totally
was,
forgot.
but also, and for future reference, a 5th level spell. Yeah.
Sick.
Yes, 5th.
You also could teleport horses, and maybe somebody, and then like do a second to teleport everyone as well.
Oh, okay. That's one to get
But it is also going into a basement. Like you could get the horses into the basement. Getting the horses out of the basement is
Yeah.
not as easy.
Like, I didn't think it was a problem taking the horses with us. I just totally forgot it was in a basement.
They're also horses.
Yeah.
It's only 3 days though, so we could just turn around. If he could just teleport us back
Just give
to
me that cloak
Western.
back.
We'll see how long shit takes before you guys actually.
Because we're still going to eventually have to travel, probably.
Well,
The fastest way to get information is him, and that's turning around. That also means that we can go ahead and talk to Nixie too.
Well,
I mean, I don't necessarily think she's going to have any more input than he is, but the more people involved, the better, I think.
sure.
She may be able to pull resources that he can't. He can pull resources she can't.
I'll let him know.
Because you said a few dozen. And even if a few dozen people don't have thunder cannons yet, a few dozen people are still annoying to hack your way through when you're trying to get somewhere else.
Okay.
or evade. That's too many eyes, too many probabilities of anyone
Well, you
catching
just
sight
kill
of
them.
us.
You know
That's a
our
lot of
limit is
people
8,
to
so.
kill. I could kill a lot more than 8 if they're not all beefy and covered in armor.
Could you do 8 mortals though?
Fuck no.
With
I
them
had my
being,
head gone before I got within.
with these
400
people
feet.
being the myriad or the Iron Authority, I have no qualms against killing them. It's just messy and time consuming.
It's just not dying in the process.
It's whittling down what we've got so when we get to the Oki and we're not 100%. I say we go back and at least posit the discussion. We're not really losing anything if we decide to go anyway. We just turn around and start walking again.
I will send back to them. We're 3 days out from Kylo. We can turn around now and meet you there. At the Wishing Well, I guess.
I'll be there. Keep me apprised of any other information you find.
Okay.
I'll try and do the same.
Alright. Alright, so that was my first try.
Yeah, that's true. Got 2 more?
Um,
You got 2 more.
this time I'm gonna scry on that armored hobgoblin that was down in the.
Okay. Then we're really not straying that far from your previous daily schedule because it was the same one.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm. I'll say this: you saw more than one.
Mhm.
That was the closest one.
Mm.
There was one other at least that you saw that was not the same one. You didn't
Okay.
recognize. And as their faces are pretty similar, it was mostly by the he's like a series of large patinaed silver rings that hang from his hobgoblin ear in like descending sizes as they came down. You're like, same one, same guy. But yeah. That's a 5. Yes. Total.
Yes! Okay.
And he's got a plus. Because you've only seen him through a scribe.
Arrogant!
It's real bad.
Okay, so you just try it right then? As you guys.
Yeah, it's probably been about an hour maybe,
Yeah.
yeah.
A little less, yeah. Okay.
just to see
Okay.
what's new.
Hey bro, what's new?
You see, you spend the 10 minutes watching him work with some fucking knucklehead, like trying to get him to. It's a long, grueling
He's teaching Ezra.
rendition of the scene from Doctor Strange where they're trying to teach him the somatic components, even though his hands are all fucked up.
He's teaching Ezra.
And it's similar things that you've seen him do when crafting magic items. It's like long, penetrating enchantments on items. So like he's trying to show a guy how to perform the necessary somatic components to enchant, and the dude's just not. It's Ezra. He's not fucking getting it. Yeah. That's it. You like there's a lot of like the instruction is in common, and then he goes off in not common.
Yeah.
What sound like probably a lot of cursing, and then
Okay. Then I will also scry on Stanek before we head off on the road.
yeah, not good. Again, his modifier is way better.
Fuck you, Andrew modified.
Fuck your
Right?
modifier!
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Stanek, what's today?
I was about to say, is that the heater? What are you
No,
doing?
it's a fan option.
Okay.
I'm gonna open the
What's that
door.
son bitch doing?
It's cold outside. It's cold.
It's nice temperature outside.
It's very nice outside.
It's a good working temperature.
Mm-hmm.
I love you. I love you.
I hate everyone.
No.
Oh, yeah, you know.
I just felt
He's a veiled
I
needed
have
to
a
be
cat.
said.
You think you're
You think you know hatred?
I own a cat. I learned from the best. I've had cats my whole
I
life.
still haven't met Carl. When can I meet Carl?
Whenever he stops fucking hiding. We couldn't find him for 3.5 hours today.
oh my gosh.
There's only like 5 rooms he can be in. 3.5 hours of active searching, could not find him. And the little shit walks out of the bathroom like, "Hey guys," and we're like,
He was probably just taking a nap in the sink. Yeah, fucking
Bro.
Nick
That's
does that.
terrible.
God, I will leave my closet door cracked, and he'll go in the closet, and like, so my clothes hang down, and then I have like an ottoman in there, and so there's like a little sliver where you can jump on the ottoman and be kind of hidden behind the clothes hanging down.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he sleeps there because I put like blankets on it and stuff. So I'm like, where's the fucking cat? Can't find him. Go downstairs in the basement, go into like the crawl space in the basement to like see if he's in there, because sometimes he'll go in there and get stuck in there. I'm like, where the fuck is the cat? Did the dog eat him? And
You
then,
betcha
and then
the
he'll
cat.
just kind of like, you shake the treat bag and he's like, "Meow," and he just walks out of the closet like no big deal.
"You're about to get thumped."
You shake it from like 50 feet away.
Yeah, I'll shake it downstairs. And he just walks out of the bedroom, stretches,
Me kicking
and then
bitch.
right down the stairs.
Carl, my closet has a shelf way up here that shirts hang off of, and then another shelf with stuff on top of it, and then more shirts. He hops up on this intermediate shelf and like burrows underneath the other hanging shirts and just sits there with his head as the only thing poking out, and just sits there and watches the TV screen while I play video games, watch TV, anything. He just sits there like this the whole time. And if something like moves across the screen, you can see his butt come up because the shirts move and they're
The
like
wiggle.
moving back and forth. Yeah, he's a dumbass. Because he'll wait there and he'll see Cooper walk by and he'll get like all pounced,
Oh,
like
no.
all
Oh, yeah.
crouched and ready to pounce. And he'll go to pounce and halfway through pouncing decide that this is a bad idea. But he's already halfway through the air, so it just turns into spinning cat legs and
Dumbass.
tail as he tries to miss the dog mid-air. He's like, "I fucked up!" He just hits the ground, spins, and then runs away.
Convenienced by a porcupine.
Okay. You focus in to Stanek. You move on to Stanek. Looking
Just eating a sandwich.
very fucking irritated,
Okay.
like he's
Good.
done with whatever the fuck he's doing.
I hope he's constipated.
He's walking through a fairly busy street, not having to like elbow past people. He's holding the reins of a horse
Okay.
that is attached to a cart.
Okay.
Leading the cart down the street. Again, looking annoyed, not really paying attention to anybody walking by, just kind of shoving his way past the occasional, doesn't give a shit, walks passerby. And for the first 3 or 4 minutes, he's walking down the street, leading this horse.
Do I notice any town things? Like
Make
shops
a
that I would
perception
notice?
check.
That's +8.
You don't recognize what town it is.
But it does look like a town.
Yeah, you wouldn't
Heavily
see this
populated.
many people if it weren't some sort of town, or a town. You do recognize the type of place he is, particularly at the end of the 3 or 4 minutes as he's nearing some sort of harbor or docks. You start to get the sense from the surroundings, and once he walks out and drops the reins, that he is at docks.
Okay.
He drops the reins, kind of turns over, walks over to the cart, and pulls. The cart is completely covered with a thick, heavy tarp, and he kind of pulls it over where he kind of has to stick his head under to see down, and he kind of drops it back down and turns, just kind of takes a step back and looks at the cart for a second, still just annoyed, like not professional or anything. And then he turns and starts to just walk away from the cart, leaves it.
Okay.
It's not as dense right here. Like he has walked to where you're recognizing that it's docks, and there's not like a lot of traffic right here. and you start to see he's walks over towards a gangplank to a ship, and he starts to mutter under his breath from the moment he turns away from the cart. Again, not loudly enough that anyone walking past would probably care to listen to what he's saying, but you understand what he's saying as you're focused in on him, and considering again the way the scrying works. Willing creature, bunch of fucking shit. Willing fucking creature. Make me fucking take a fucking boat. Willing fucking creature, what dumbass designed spells to require you! And you see now he's crossed the gangplank onto a boat and has just pointed at the nearest person on the deck of the boat. You, hey, you, that's cart. In that cart you'll find an unwilling creature. Be careful with it when you load. Or what the fuck? Oh, be careful with it when you load it, or earn the eye of the Triune. You understand? And he turns and is like, "Hey, that was a joke, but just be careful."
Does he look like he understood Earn the Eye of the Triune reference?
The guy?
Yeah.
Make an insight check.
19?
No,
I'm sorry, 18.
Maybe?
Okay.
But for the most part, he's just like, "What the fuck, dude? Chill the fuck out." Like he doesn't react specifically to that. Like as you would imagine, someone who's like, "Go to hell, dude." It's like that's a
like,
serious.
Being at Home Depot and
insult, but not
like being at
But he
Home
doesn't take
Depot
it
and
seriously.
getting a customer saying, "I'll tell your manager."
Exactly.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it's like he doesn't take it seriously.
Yeah.
Not that he doesn't
Okay.
understand it, he just doesn't take it seriously.
Okay.
But you see, I'll say with the inside check as well, that moment of pause, and then he goes back and says, "That was a joke. Just be careful." The Stanek is like, I should have said that.
Okay.
Yeah. On the eye of the Triune. You understand?
Yeah.
Hey, that was a joke. Just be careful. And then he is being allowed to. So you imagine there's some sort of prior arrangement in place. He slams open the door on the ship, goes below deck, seems to know where he's going, goes to a small, cramped little room, lies on a hanging cot, and is not comfortable and finds no rest in the remaining 4 minutes or so of the thing. He just seems to be like, I don't have to deal with that horse or the cart or the guy inside of it anymore.
Did I notice a ship name?
Or did I have you perception check already?
You did, yeah.
Oh, I did, yeah, it's still on it. No, but not because, like, if you
It
were
just
keeping an
wasn't
eye out
working.
for it, it wasn't, you never really gained an angle on where you would think the name would have been anyway.
Could I recognize... The other dude never say anything, did he? Just...
He was gagged
Okay.
the last time. Oh, you mean
No,
the,
I mean the ship hand?
Like
no.
whoever he was
Okay,
talking
he
to.
didn't
No.
speak.
You know, he seemed just, like, annoyed to have to be dealing with this guy, so he just listened and then whatever expression and walked away. He did stop he did change course to go do what the guy was saying, though. He started walking down the gangplank.
Okay.
Just for the sake of my notes, did Stanek also get on the boat, or did he walk
Yes, he's
away?
on the boat.
Okay, alright.
Yeah,
just
he
making
went
sure.
down to below decks.
Wasn't sure if
into
I heard
a
that
tiny, cramped little room and is lying down, not sleeping.
Willing creature, fuck you.
Is
There,
that...
as a matter of fact, there's like some continuation of the muttering, but it's no longer in common. It's in what you would probably assume to be Zindian.
Yeah, I was going... Alex, is there a dock in Whitestone?
Is there a dog in Whitestone? I'm pretty sure there is, but...
Well, Whitestone itself is
What is it?
Like, would she know of one out in the Salted Bluffs?
yeah, so here's the thing. Yeah, Whitestone itself is well landlocked.
Yeah.
Like behind mountain ranges.
Mm-hmm.
If there are docks in the Salted Bluffs, which there probably are
or
shipping.
the Alabaster Sierras, like either or.
Yeah. If there are docks, which you know that they have some level of import-export. It is not populated by any means. There's not a town surrounding those docks. They are a means of import and export for Whitestone. So like the people that run the receiving and outgoing the imports and exports are like the only people there, the only people allowed there. So like the number of people, this would not coincide with anything.
Oh, with what you
Whitestone
saw,
related.
it wouldn't make sense for
Hell
what you know.
no.
Where would the
no.
nearest port be then? That would be well populated and busy.
But she...
Nearest to where? To Whitestone?
Or Tersfields, because that's where we had pinned him down.
That's where we
before, a couple
narrowed it
days
down.
ago.
I mean, it would depend on
Which way he's going.
where he's trying to go. Just the physically nearest docks at all would probably be. Let me double check before I say that.
Latrina, I guess.
Let's think again. Where we had narrowed it down, he was on Talnore. Using Kymel, he was east of Kymel.
When you teleport, you have to have willing creatures, right? Right?
Say what?
When you teleport, you have to have willing creatures, right?
Let's see, in the specific case of teleportation circle, let me see. With teleportation circle, no, it's any creature.
Okay, so it's not using that spell.
So you share that detail.
Yeah, I would have told you the whole
Would-
story.
Would she like know of any like far travel spell that requires a willing creature to join you? Like aside from like Dimension Door, which
Roll
I don't
an Arcana check.
If he's getting on a boat, it has to be farther than Dimension
Yeah.
Door. So I'm thinking maybe transport being plants. Was that a willing creature?
no, it's any creature.
Any creature. Okay.
Arcana. What is my Arcana? Is +6. Shit. 13.
Yeah. So you know that most any like I say teleportation, not specifically teleportation, but any transport, any translation spell like that, other than one that opens a physical gateway, like transport via plants, requires a willing creature. Yeah.
Okay. So it could be probably any of the wizard spells that I don't know about.
Alright. Regardless, we do know he is trying to go somewhere that he cannot reach by land alone.
Well, if
traveling by boat is the fastest way to get
The
there.
fastest or more secure way.
he's going to, it's probably the conduit in the cart, and he's probably taking it to
Probably the what in the card?
the conduit. Probably taking it to Wildmount.
Probably. I mean, that would make sense. You're doing continental travel. You do it by boat if you couldn't do it by teleportation. He didn't seem happy, right?
He was very irritated.
I can't remember. Has
Alex-
has the party told Alex yet what a conduit is?
She was
Did we
She knows
use
that.
the word conduit?
she was not present for the whole discussion between Lidzy and the rest of the group about what she told to them about them being sought out and all those things. So
Okay.
probably not.
Like, I didn't think so.
Probably not.
Conduit to what?
It's just type person.
Someone with new magic or new capabilities is not well understood, so
What capabilities?
lots of things. Nobody really knows exactly the full extent, which is why I'm assuming they're looking for them to see how far they go.
So he's willing to take this fucker on a boat
It seems
for
like
who
it.
knows how long, and didn't seem at all ashamed about letting somebody else know that they're supposed to be loading a person onto the boat.
Because if he invoked the name of the Triune, it was safe for him to do so.
Yeah, which is why I don't know. I mean,
Well, I mean, that means that if we go to the docks looking for or asking for a boat? The answer
It
is
will
going
just
to
get
be
us
no.
killed. Either no,
Well, it
and then
wasn't
killed
for us, it
later,
was
or
for
killed
Lindsay,
outright in the moment.
Since she's looking for him, but
Well, no,
I don't
but
have
I
any
just
information
mean
to
the fact
give
that the boat is obviously owned
by the
and
Myriad.
ran by the Myriad.
Okay.
Doc's bad idea.
So we said he was east of Primal and east of Western, and that he is north of Western,
West of Drenna.
not east of Whitestone. So yeah, when you last checked on him, he was either in Tersfields or Whitestone.
But that was 3 days ago. so-
Yeah.
And it takes a minute for him to be on a different continent. Same
Or
one.
whatever's going
And it
on in
takes a
the
while to
Dawn
get
Mist
from-
Pines.
I mean, we don't even know where he's leaving out of
Mhm.
and where he's heading to. We just know he's at a dock.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. I would like. I cannot do that because that's the end of it. Never mind. I don't have another. Do you think it's worth it to tell Lindsay we have nothing more to give him than they're leaving the continent? Probably.
I mean,
And for all
you
we
can-
know, not even the continent, just trying to reach
So
somewhere
just on a
else.
boat.
You can tell her that they're about to leave out on a boat to go somewhere, which is more information than they had, but not helpful information.
Personally, it feels useless.
It is, but
So is it worth
if
trying?
nothing else, it does mean that said person is at least still alive, right? So that he was bit. That's useful information, still alive.
You have to be familiar with someone to send to them, right?
You
Yeah.
need to have at least met them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'll send a message to Litzy.
You know, all these messages we keep receiving from whoever her sending person is, have we ever actually met that person? Or just.
I mean,
They
you
must
have
have.
to have two
Yeah, must
receiving
have, yeah.
messages.
We don't.
But did you, and were you aware of it at the time?
No.
You imagine in that world, including Nixie's world, doesn't even have to be Litzy's world, because the same thing happens from Nixie.
Sure.
There's a lot of, there are people around when things are going on that,
Oh, like the message, there was like
Seeing-
some chick sitting in the booth behind Dalvek.
right, you imagine
Yeah.
probably some of that goes on. As a matter of fact, you haven't been there for it, but you guys have been there a couple of times when she did lean over the wall to the next booth and have her send a message. So yeah.
Alright. I'll send a message to Litzy. I don't know how far you've. Oh my god, I forgot the word. Hold on. I won't send the message yet.
It seems like you're wasting the spells.
I don't know how far you followed up on the conduit, but he and Stanek are boarding a boat right now. I wish I had more to give you.
Yes, it's not as easy as you might think when I've never met the gentleman. But any information helps, thank you.
Okay, that's it for me today.
I have to ask, simply out of intellectual curiosity, after all, arcane history was my pursuit in university. How did you know just by sight that whatever this person was a conduit? Did he say that's what they were, or?
Well, that was an assumption based on his target, right?
Sure.
We assume that he's after a conduit. He
We-
seems to have captured someone.
We know a couple of them, so they share similar characteristics, and we knew that he wasn't after anyone that we knew personally. So when I saw him with the men, you can kind of tell.
Traits and characteristics that at least I personally am not willing to share.
It's not a
business.
Yeah, and if one day those people tell you what they are, then sure, but it's not, as you say, not my secret to tell.
Better.
Fuck, I wanted to go kill you again.
Me too.
I was just hoping he'd be sitting in his room smoking a stogie and I could just stab him in the eye and be done with it, but no.
Up to this point, has he let it to be that simple?
No! But I can hope.
Our day will come. His day will come.
Not soon enough.
It's never is. How are you doing in there?
You're just getting a big ol' lord face.
Points it up towards the sun.
You're gonna rave now.
Miss Doranto, if I may. She takes up, fishes her hamster out of her pocket to hold up its face, right up to the ring.
Calm down.
Pippin's about
Calm-
to eat your fucking hamster.
Would this make him more at ease? And then she just polymorphs her hamster into her own peregrine falcon.
Now they're about to fight. I'm pretty sure birds
No,
are
he won't
territorial.
make it. He will not make it.
I'm pretty sure birds are hella territorial.
He finna die.
Also, point of order.
But you know what? Yeah, let me actually read the spell.
You had to kill your own.
Oh, an unwilling creature must
Yeah.
take a wisdom saving.
So make a wisdom saving throw.
For
Before
your
him.
hamster.
I don't have stats for a hamster.
It's gonna be at least a -3, I would imagine.
Yeah. Oh, there's no, I don't think there's
That's a 2 on the die.
He's a falcon.
Ooh.
Oh. Liliana's a cat.
If I didn't have a magical connection with Pippin, that would probably have been a terrible idea. But here we are. As you guys ride your horses.
Yes.
So is that it for the day for you? Anybody else?
I turned Liliana into a cat. Because a lizard is useless.
Oh yeah.
Ouch, I'm offended.
It's like this long.
I said what I said.
I
You
can
get
go
what you
home like
want.
a...
So you guys have
Yes,
you actually did that, fortunately, earlier. You started that earlier in the 3rd day. So really it's not even a full 3 days back.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So you have another 2 days of shit to do on your way back.
Okay, yeah. I'm still going to scry. This time around the same time in the day, just in the early-ish morning, when they should be up and starting the day.
Okay.
So that's
All right. On Laokian, I'm assuming.
it.
Okay. Okay. It's Scry Day.
Scry.
Scry Week. Yeah, it's a
Every
total.
day's been scry day.
It's a total of 3.
Scry day, scry day. Get down, scry day. I'm not sorry. That face does nothing for me.
But
I'm
should
not
be.
sorry.
But you should.
You should be. That's the important part.
And yet,
That's the problem.
Micah, I am not.
Unironically,
Working
it's
on
that
that
every
TBR.
single fucking day.
Oh yeah,
Senior year of high school? Yeah, that's 2011. Every single
That
day.
makes so much sense.
Every Friday.
I dodged a bullet. I was homeschooled. It's Friday. The song.
Nothing Jordan has said
His
has
3
ever
just
cut
became
me.
a 23. No.
Nothing Jordan has ever said has ever gutted me like that. Makes so much sense. Oh. Ouch.
Yeah, so I guess you succeed. On this one.
Scry.
Yeah. So You come into, or rather, Laokian comes into view for you. It's like 8 in the morning, and his surroundings versus the last few scries you've done on him are wildly different.
What?
He is surrounded by a familiar, lush environment, characteristic of his penthouse. He is, however, lying out flat on the ground in the middle of the room,
Dead.
with a spilled out bottle of some sort of light gray alcohol that has rolled out of his hand about 2 feet, and he is unconscious.
Why can't we?
Why can't we just teleport now?
Because Edna's dead.
We could have been there.
God fucking damn
Yesterday.
it.
This would be the perfect time!
Yeah.
If only he had.
Surprise.
Are we turning around now?
So there's
Already
10
turned
minutes
around.
of 10 minutes of ugly snoring,
It would be if
drooling.
he can get us to Western in a day, it's faster to turn around. Because it's 14 days minus 2.
Yeah, you're
It's
right.
still 12
you're
days to
right.
get there versus 2
Well,
days to
then
go
we
back.
also have the ability, if it's this early in the day, for you to ask a couple of questions of a couple rather powerful people that we know. See if anyone can get us from here to there now.
Well, no one.
Because I want to
is
give them a
here.
dagger enema.
How are they gonna get to us now, though?
It's multiple daggers.
Pocket full of posies.
I have no idea.
I thought you said fucking
I don't know how magic
I did too,
works.
for a second. Alright, so that's your first scribe for the day.
Okay.
10 minutes of unconscious Laokian.
So, a drag queen friend of mine, that's what he called his technique when he fingered assholes.
Oh,
Pocket
gross.
full of posies.
Ew.
I know, it's terrible. But it haunts me to this day, so I have to spread this knowledge.
Yeah, Santa Claus.
You don't have to.
You chose this.
That's how I pay the
You
debt
said
back
scary
to
now.
the demon. I have
The forbidden information requires.
Exactly.
It's like the pony jar. I have to tell everyone about it.
Exactly.
It's the worst thing I've ever seen.
No, if I have to live with this, so do you.
If I have to suffer, you also will suffer.
Ooh, natural.
Oh, bitch.
Cocksucker.
Okay, yeah, back to the armored hobgobble.
Gobble gobble.
Hobgobble.
Natural 1.
Yay!
Yay!
Okay.
Is he also in his own penthouse?
Unconscious.
In the fucking rifleness. Just dead trees everywhere. He's just like the tie around his head.
He was actually like, because you didn't see in the scry, he was like 3 feet away from Leo.
also blacked out drunk. His hand is like just reaching for Leokian's hand, but they're like this far apart.
No. He is,
Rose.
by context of previous scries, it doesn't take a lot for you to realize what you're looking at. It is a one of the subterranean chambers at that keep.
Okay.
There's a much smaller group of individuals that are standing, or the individuals are standing at wooden tables that line the sides of the room. And he is like very, very Catholic teacher-like, hands behind his back, hands folded, walking behind, looking over their shoulders as they seem to be going through similar practices that you saw in previous scries. Some of them are in different stages. Some of them are practicing and applying elements of enchantment components, speaking and performing somatic components. You see them enchanting just random shit. Different either components of, are they components of guns? Are they components of something else? Is that just a rock?
Oh.
You know? And
Just a rock.
like some of them look like they're sewing. Yeah, it's you're like, but he's going through and there's not much speech. Like no one in the room but him says a fucking word, unless he speaks to them first. But he goes over and is like giving like little one word or one line, one phrase or sentence instructions, like, you know. Try going from the bottom up, it will be easier. You know, just random shit like that.
Not so tight
Black
over his
voices.
brain.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was all 3 scries.
42nd day back. Or the first of the 2 on the way back.
Buddy,
He's in the ring until...
I'm gonna have her push him out of the ring just for a minute.
Levi's face! How fucking dare you!
I just need it for like 5 minutes. Not even.
So at this point, you'd still be working on the cloak.
I'm worked.
A number of just random tools. He shadow form out and apparates, holding a large swath of cloth, and a number of other tools just kind of onto the ground around him, as they get jettisoned as well. And you're standing in front of Scar.
Whoops. Sorry. I did have a question though. It's kind of been bothering me.
It's better than important.
It's not really, it's just been bothering me. So if you made a gun, right? And you gave it to someone else who was an artificer like you, could they use the gun that you made to the full potential?
There's a way to explain this. I take out Kilthar's gun and I shoot him with it.
So answer my question.
Roll the hit.
Does it hurt as bad as Morty's?
Fucking fantastic.
20.
That's it.
Roll
I
damage.
can't do
Underhand. Because that's my ability, not the gun's ability.
But as we previously discussed,
My bonus is like the +1 doesn't apply.
right, but none of the
upgrades would be in effect until I attune to it.
no the way the attunement thing worked was if you make multiple guns, you would need to attune to whichever one you wanted to use for the day of ones you made. The salvaging of Kilthar's gun served as a narrative explanation for how you reverse engineered some of your own upgrades.
Gotcha.
But it's not, you can fire it, but it's not, you can't channel your artificer shit through it, blah 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 blah. It's not.
I loved as soon as he had the answer, he just...
It's the regular 2d6.
11.
So no. Right. Okay. Bye.
You could have asked me this tonight.
I could have, but I didn't want to.
Pulls you into the ring on the 2. Well,